Bonjour mon petit chiflet, Amber here, and welcome to part 2 of my June reading vlog.
What are you doing? Hey, Steve?
Yeah, here it is. Hello! Just checking in really quickly. I don't remember when the last time I checked in was. A few things. One, this wasn't what I meant to discuss first and foremost, but I just got an email from NaNoWriMo, which is reminding me that the next Camp NaNoWriMo begins in July. Farthest thing from my mind until like yesterday when someone in one of the group chats I'm in mentioned it, and I was like, oh, right, that's right. So I don't know if I'll be taking part in Camp Nano, or like my pseudo Camp Nano, because I guess it can count as Camp Nano because that's being right whatever you kind of want to. NaNoWriMo is where I usually start a new project, but we'll see. I'm kind of getting into that weird brain space again where like I just feel like I can't complete what I'm working on. I also started a short story, as if I can write short stories. I can't, because I just never know what to do with them. That's not what I came here to talk about. But I don't know if you can see the mess around me, but I just unboxed my June Owl Crate. I'm super excited about it. This month's book was Sorcery of Thorns. I keep wanting to say Thorns. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, who is the author of An Enchantment of Raven. Sorry about that in the background. And I think the Owl Crate cover is absolutely gorgeous. I'm also pretty stoked about basically everything in the box. This is the pin that came with it. I also am really stoked about these Narnia-inspired bookends. Got the lamppost in the middle. And now for some reading updates, if you can hear me. I am 190 pages into Beast Player. Things seem to have finally started picking up as far as the plot. So far it's been a lot of not necessarily world building, but more so like character building to me, introduction to the characters and really getting to know them. 4 years have passed. Ewan now has been like accepted into this school to basically train to be kind of like a caretaker for the Beast Players. When I stopped reading last night, I just had like the thought of how like a lot of the parallels in this book to kind of like our world, and how we hold these like majestic beasts in captivity, and like how like specifically my thought specifically is like whales, and how in like dolphins and the animals we keep in aquariums. And I was just thinking about SeaWorld, and because like a big thing in this book between the Toda as well as the royal beasts is like how she's noticed the differences in the creatures that are in the wild as opposed to the ones that are kept for use. Her mom pointed out, like asked, like, what do you notice? What's the difference? Blah blah blah. And it just kind of reminds me my thought went to like how orcas, their fin will flap over when they're kept in captivity, as opposed to, and I guess I'm relating, whales are like one of my favorite animals, and so that just kind of makes me really sad, and how basically the more they are controlled and used, the more I guess they fade, I suppose. And my voice just cracked so hard. There's also this use of this what's it called, beast whistle or something like that, which also reminds me of like training animals, and just it kind of makes me sad, but just thinking of like the parallels to our world. But that's that. I am moving slowly through this book, but I'm enjoying it. I just feel like there's just like it's not like a fast-paced fantasy where things are just constantly happening. It's just a lot that you have to retain. It's a lot, like, not a lot's happening. There's just a lot of, it's more story than anything. That's all I think I want to say. Also, these came the other day. The last clip, I think the day I did the last clip, these also came in the mail, but I forgot to show you. My Jonas Brothers CDs came. Got a free pre-order of the CD with each ticket purchase. The only one of these is mine. I have to give Becca hers. I'm so excited. I love Happiness Begins is incredible. I also wanted to I also wanted to give you a closer look at the magnetic bookmarks that I was showing you in the last clip, because I realized I was looking at it back on my computer. I'm like, I don't think you can actually see them. So that's what they look like. We have Khalid and Shazi, Mariko and Okami, and I love Renee's books. I love Renee's characters, so bless the Lord. Alright, so I will see you later. It's so hot, guys. This weather is making me angry. Like, legitimately angry. And my mom just tricked me and bamboozled me to get me outside. We just went to do laundry, and she's like, she had to run upstairs, and she goes, "Oh, it's so nice how you have to go outside. Don't pass up this weather." And I'm like, okay. Thinking, she knows that I'm asthmatic. She wouldn't do this to me. And it was nice out for like 3 minutes. It was that, like, it might rain weather where the clouds were out. Also 11 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So can we trust that? No. Because you'd seen the sweat a minute ago, and you could I'm tan. I've got a tan. Also got my eyebrows done, so cheers to that. Hello. Whoa. Let there be light. Hello, for me in Le Bonnet, I'm watching The Hate You Give. If you can see that. It's clearly I hate myself. That's really all I wanted to say. I am on page 269 of The Beast Player, and my reading seems to be picking up, so hopefully I can finish it between today and tomorrow, because I'd like to get back into We Hunt the Flame, because I'm going to hopefully be going to meet Hafsa on the 26th. So, what I'm supposed to be doing, editing a video that's almost like a month old. Also, working on this here short story that I started and am failing because I don't know how to write a short story to save my life, and I am not doing well when it comes to writing. What I'm actually doing, watching 4 Weddings and updating my book wish list on Amazon. So, hello! I don't know why I'm yelling at you. It is June 25th. 24th. June 24th. Thank you, audience. And I'm just popping in really quick with Le Bonnet to just say that last night I finished reading The Beast Player after almost an entire month of reading this book. Oh my goodness gracious. And while it took so long to get through this book, I did really enjoy it. At the moment, it's at a 5 stars, 4.5, 5 stars. It's not like many books I have read, and if I'm not mistaken, there are 2 more parts to this story, like in the original Japanese version. And I'm definitely wishing that those were in a nice little translated bind up also. I didn't realize that this is the first 2 books in the series. I didn't know it was a series instead of a book. But I wish I had the rest of it to know how it continues, even though the way it ended just seemed like seemed like a solid ending. But yeah, thought I'd let you know I'm finished this book, which now means I can finally get back to We Hunt the Flame. Let's see if I can finish this in 3 days before going to meet Hafsa. Also, this is a really odd and random point. I'm very much considering now transferring my Katniss bookmark into this book because, like I said, it's giving me very strong Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen feels. Even though I'm currently using my Arya Stark one, which also is appropriate. So, that I don't know. Let's play a fun game of in how many clips will Amber be wearing this bonnet? Anyway, I am now on page 160 of We Hunt the Flame. I have reached Act 2 and I am so in love with this book. I'm so fully invested. I am so stressed out. I love Dean. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I love Dean with my whole heart. He owns my heart, and I feel like either Zafira is going to hurt him and I'm not going to handle that well, or my boy is going to get killed off and I'm not going to handle that well. I don't know what else to say. Like I said before, this gives me such strong Hunger Games vibes and I'm loving every single second of it. Not bothered about it in the slightest. I'm really trying to get as far into it as possible by tomorrow. I want to reach at least page 200 before I go to bed tonight, and it's 11:44. But yeah, I'm trying to read as much as I can before I meet Hafsa tomorrow. And I just wanted to check in here because I'm on Act 2. And I wanted to pop in before going into, I guess, the rest of the story. Oh my god, even in that way, it's like the Hunger Games, I just realized, because the Hunger Games books are told like part 1, the Reaping, part 2, the games. The fact that I know that off the top of my head is unfortunate. Yeah, that's all I really want to say, and I will hopefully film a few clips tomorrow if I can find my charger. Back with the bonnet. I don't want to say anything because I'm not trying to spoil this book, but I'm genuinely so upset right now. Bonjour mon petit chef-fleur. We just got to the Chamonix Mall, Jesus, for the signing of this here book right here, We Hunt the Flame. I'm super excited. I haven't finished the book yet. I'm about halfway through. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm in love with this book, so I'm excited to go to the signing and meet Hafsa. Also, can you hold that for a second? Thank you. Got like a, let me step into the sun. Done like a We Hunt the Flame inspired eye look. Getting here was tragic. Almost missed the train. And then on the L, some guy was trying to fight these 2 other guys for, I'm quoting, even though my hands are full touching his butt. I love Septa. As you can probably tell from the lack of makeup everywhere except under my eyes and my hair's down, I'm back home. That was really great. Getting home was a struggle because SEPTA is just wacky today. On the L, on the way home, some dude was just smoking weed in the train car for some reason. And it's anyway, it's almost 1 a.m. now, so I will probably just wait until tomorrow to really recap the events of the day. I didn't film anything, and I think I took like 2 pictures, which maybe I'll insert here. I knew it, 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 I knew it. I knew it. So I'm on page 420. I have about 50 pages left, and I'm putting it down for the night because I want to finish it in the morning. I'm at that point where I'm just kind of delaying the end of the book, so I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm done this book. There's just so much happening right now, and I realize this book is like all of my favorite books wrapped up in one. And obviously I've said it has like Hunger Games vibes, it has Wrath in the Dawn vibes, a little bit of Children of Blood and Bone going on in there, and I love it. I love this book so much. So yeah, I will finish it up tomorrow and then take some much needed time to recover. Maybe I'll get some more writing done. Oh, so I know I mentioned that I was trying to write a short story and had the dumb idea to try to finish at least the first draft before the start of Camp NaNoWriMo, which is in 3 days. But I had sort of a breakthrough today. And by breakthrough, I mean I have just 2 different versions of the story. But right now, I'm going with the one that when I had my breakthrough just kind of flowed out of me, and I have more words in that one than the original. So, good afternoon, mon petit chef-fleur. I am currently in the kitchen, setting up to pour. I was to say some candles, but I'm pouring a singular candle. When I was going to BookCon, I poured some candles for some of my favorite authors based on their books. But because Michael's didn't have the jars that I wanted and that I usually use for the gifts, I had to use other jars, and the one didn't fill up the way I wanted it to. So now that I have time and I don't know, it'll probably be fall, late summer, early fall before I see both of these authors. I figured I have time to make the candles I wanted, and also means that I can keep the first ones that I made. So that's what I'm doing right now. I just ran out of wax, so I'm just making 1 candle right now. I have 2 other ones to make. I have 1 other one to make for an author and 1 for a friend of mine. Oh, also let me address this before my mom has an aneurysm. My hair is in a state. I'm aware, but I just found a shower filter system at Home Depot, so I'm gonna wait to wash my hair until I get that, because our shower water makes my hair really janky. So not that you care or that it matters, but I just thought you should know that I am aware of what I look like right now. So yeah, speaking of candles, I have to place some orders so I can get like summer candles ready. I know I want to do some regular sized Song of Purple summer candles. I don't know if I'm going to do it for specifically or for summer, or just because the sequel comes out. I want to do more of the Girls of Paper and Fire candles that I made. I made one for Natasha, and I also am planning some We Hunt the Flame candles. Speaking of that, while I'm doing this, it's time to finish reading We Hunt the Flame. Okay.
I'm a lonely, hard feline. I take what's mine, then I leave behind. assembly line.
I take what's mine and I leave behind.
Save your breath, don't waste your words. I'm gone before the night is over. Don't lose your faith, keep it straight. I'm nothing like any other.
I finished the book, and thoughts and prayers are appreciated. I ask that you respect me in this time of mourning. I mean, also may I present the most recent book to ruin my life. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I was just saying to my mom, I'm glad that I put this down last month, beginning of this month, last month, whenever I decided to put it down, to focus on the Beast Player, because I didn't want to force myself to kind of not struggle through it, but force myself to read it just to fit a time frame and just to be reading the 2 books at one time. I'm glad I focused on 1 book at a time, because this book, I would have hated to have tainted the reading experience of this book, and now I have. It was so good. So good. Oh my god, I need the sequel. I'm overwhelmed, and I'm in love with every single character in this book. I'm in love with the story. I am not prepared for where the story's going next, honestly. Especially just after hearing when I went to see Hafsa, hearing her say she's adding even more twists that are even less predictable, ma'am. But yeah, now I have 2 days to just recover from this book. I love them all. I love Nasir with my whole heart. I love Altair with my whole heart. Kifa and Zafira are my queens. I love this. I love a good squad. Or Zumra. And my mom just asked me how I was doing, and I just with a fully straight face just said, oh, I'm just sitting here trying to recover from all of the emotional turmoil that I've just been through, and I had plans today. I said I'm gonna finish this book last 50, 70 pages of the book. I'm gonna pour a candle. I'm gonna work on this short story. Then I got some videos to film. I did pour the candle because, I did that first. Finished the book, and now all I want to do is just lay down in fetal position, I have so much that I need to do. Hi, hello. I realized the other day I said I was going to show you the books that I got when I was at Hafsa's signing, and I didn't do that, so I'm going to do that right now. So, first and foremost, obviously I have my newest copy of Weekend the Flame, the newest addition to my collection. This one is the Barnes & Noble YA Club Collector's Edition, which, looking at it, is no different than the regular book, except it has this the textured naked cover, as opposed to this. Can you see the difference? So, I think that's the only difference. I don't think there's any added content or anything, but I'm still keeping it because I love the collector's edition. And at first I wasn't gonna, but it's already been personalized, so unless I know another Amber, it's mine. Reach into the Barney bag, the Barney Barnes & Noble bag. I have Like a Love Story by Abdinizamian, which is a book I've been really looking forward to getting around to. It's about like 3 teens in the 80s in New York during the AIDS crisis. It has been described as a love letter to the LGBTQ+ community, and I'm excited to read it. I wish I had been able to get it earlier during Pride Month and then read it during June, but also this is so pretty. Such a gorgeous cover. I love the color scheme. Next we have not a YA book, not a book I typically read, but it's been all over the bookternet, and I fell victim to the hype, and it's Fixer Up by Tessa Bailey, which is like a new adult contemporary romance, and about a clown and a former professional baseball player who, I think he's her older brother's best friend. They are fake dating and then I guess real dating. It's like To All the Boys, but older. I succumbed to the hype. We'll see how that goes. And the last book that I picked up is Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly, and this is an autographed edition, which is the real reason why I got it when I did instead of waiting, because I had an armful of books that I was choosing from. In this book, it's not quite a retelling of Cinderella. It's more so obviously the story of the stepsister that cut off her toes to fit into the glasses slipper. So this takes more from the original Grimm's version of Cinderella, and I love the Grimm's fairy tales, and I love anything that's even slightly adjacent to a retelling. So I'm excited to read this. I'm excited for the message that is bound to be in this book. Don't just fracture the fairy tale, shatter it. And the last thing in this bag is my new pen. I love me an enamel pen. And Hafsa brought along the pen she designed for We Have the Flame. I remember when she posted about them. This is before Neshaminy was added to the list, the dates for the book tour. And I was like, I want one. And the closest stop was Pittsburgh. So I'm like, I can swing an 8-hour bus ride, of course. But Neshaminy was added, and she brought these pens, and they're so beautiful. Can you see them? It just says We Hunt the Flame, and it has the Zephyr's arrows in the series. Keep on saying knives, swords. I forget the name of this specific type of sword, but I love it so much. It's going in my backpack. I now have 2 We Hunt the Flame pens, and my pen collection is getting out of hand. But that is all I wanted to say. And now that I've finished reading We Hunt the Flame, I should probably close out my vlog, right? So that was June. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you watched part 1. I don't know going into July what I'm reading just yet. I do actually know I'm going to read Finale because I was meant to read it this month and I never got around to it. I don't know what I'm going to read after that, but I know somehow I signed up to take part in the reading rush from the 22nd to the 28th. This is formerly Book 2-a-thon. Will I be successful? Who knows? I have to figure out what I'm reading for that. There are 7 challenges, but I know good and well I'm not reading 7 books in 6-7 days, so I gotta condense that. So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down there so you can follow me, and I'll follow you back, and I'll see you soon. Bye.